Welcome to the Moment of Clarity podcast. I'm Nate.
I'm Jared.
I'm Jacob. Tune in as we break down the topics of life.
Like, talk about, how strict the Army can be. Like, if you're not on the right mindset, how it can like ruin your life.
I'm Article 15, baby. So I can tell you firsthand, I've been on extra duty 45 days, scrubbing toilets, mopping, sweeping, cutting the grass. I'm talking about I had to cut the grass with the fingernail clippers one time.
Damn.
Yeah, that was like in 2012. But yeah, they had people out there full kit. You got your body armor, your ACH, you got all your stuff on in the heat. Somebody passed out, so they kind of.
Hold on. I gotta stop you real quick because you're telling extra duty. I don't think they know what extra duty is. Like, I need you to explain.
Fingernail clippers.
And like explain that this is after work.
Okay, so this is how extra duty works, right? Let's say you got in trouble, right? You smoke marijuana. You got in trouble. So we're going to give you a punishment. The punishment can be taking your money. It could be confining you to living in the barracks. It could be making you do extra duty. So what extra duty is, let's say you go to work at 6 in the morning or whatever, right? You do your PT. So you work out, you're going to go take a shower, and then you're going to go do your actual work day. So let's say normally you would get off about 5 or 6 o'clock to go home for the day because you're done with work, right? No, you probably got about 30 minutes to go get you something to eat real quick, and you got to report back to work. And you're going to work until about midnight. So you've already been up. You had to be to work at 6 a.m. So you've probably been up at least 5 a.m. So now it's midnight, right? So that's your first day. You do that for 45 days straight, no break. 45 days. And that's what the list of things I was just naming, things that I've done. Man, I've had to fill sandbags, fill them up with sand, stack them up. And then it took me probably 3 days to fill them all up and stack them all up. Then they made me pour all the sand in the freaking dumpster. So I literally had to carry each sandbag. I don't know, they maybe about 40 pounds, each one to the dumpster and pour it out. So just imagine the resentment I felt towards them. You know what I mean?
Wow, man.
But when you're deep into the Army life and the Army is the way, you don't think nothing wrong with that. You just think, oh, you should have did what you did, you should have whatever.
And you can still get kicked out after doing the 45 days extra duty.
And you can still get kicked out.
Wow. That's wild.
I didn't mention that they most likely they're going to take half of your pay. So you're going to work twice the hours and receive half the pay. So that's going to make you even more fucking mad.
Hey.
And that's if you don't, you lose your rank too.
Right. And they can take your rank.
Which is more money.
How do you even, never mind. I was gonna say, how do you even get weed in?
I mean, when you leave you're in the regular city.
Don't answer that.
But what's it just speak on that point? It's a lot of people have, like I was just saying, we've been stressed out. You're constantly stressed out. So a lot of people have anxiety, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can be stationed in Colorado where weed is legal, right? No, they're going to kick you out. So you're basically self-medicating because of the anxiety you're going through. And you can even be a top tier soldier. You can have the highest PT score, the highest weapons, you can know your job, you can be number one. But if you do that one thing, they'll kick you out. And it's just boom, doesn't matter if it was legal, illegal, the rules are that important. It's a big deal.
Yeah. That's a lot of like mental gymnastics, man, I guess you could say. Cause like, I'm wondering, you know, you were saying like if somebody goes in, does a stint real quick, it's like they're more inclined to be able to differentiate between like reality and like the military. But then like you have the people that like buy into it, you know? And so I just wonder like about them, if they still know that it's not reality and they're just ignoring it, or if like they truly believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Are you, hold on, before you get into that, are you asking while they're in the military or after?
I was thinking while they're in the military, but I guess it could be after too, because if you come back into, quote unquote normal society and you bought into it, and then like you still don't necessarily observe that that wasn't reality, it could still be the same thing.
So real quick, there's one thing, if you're in the military and you don't buy into the military, it's gonna be the toughest time of your life. Facts like that, because in the military, it's a thing where if you don't buy in, it's like attack mode. Everybody's gonna attack you. The sergeants, it's your team, everybody's gonna be in attack mode. It's just like it's like a shark seeing blood. Everybody's gonna try to like,
Gonna try to break
yeah.
They're gonna try to make you conform. So you might as well just do it. That's what I meant by just play the game for your 4 years. You have to conform. Like you have no choice. Like there's a freaking chapter failure to adapt. They can just kick you out. Boom. Like if you don't conform. But yeah, definitely. And it's definitely harder for like when I joined back to the basic training, like young black men, like they literally segregated us when my first day when we got off the bus. They said if you're a male and you're black over here, female black over here, Hispanic male over here. They segregated us by gender and race, which they're not allowed to do anymore, for the reasons. This was over 10 years ago. So they would literally say over and over to us, you ain't back on the block and all this stuff. And it's just like they're just trying to like pick at you, pick at you, pick at you to make you, they want you to explode, they want you to break. And the mentally weak person is the one that says, drill sergeant, I'll knock you out, I'll do this, I'll do that. Like that's the mentally weak person. And that's who they want to identify, because that's the person that, and then that's what I mean. Like it sounds bad, but it's beneficial for the actual army, because if you are in a situation, you want that person that will take orders, that person that will do exactly what you say, because it could be life or death. It could be. So that's why I think that to a certain extent that's effective. It's not effective, but I understand the reason behind it, if that makes sense. Like I understand why it's so rigid.
Yeah, because you don't want the one who's gonna break under pressure on the front line.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So that's why they try to pick that stuff out of you. And in a perfect world, it would work. Like in a perfect world where there was like no person that joined who's secretly a racist, like if there wasn't that kind of stuff, then it would work and it would be all beneficial, because there would be no, I don't care what you're saying about me. I know there's no hard feelings. You're saying whatever, you're trying to better me or whatever the case may be, right? But because there are a lot of those closet people who are saying this kind of stuff, it's definitely hard to just ignore it for the average person.
Yeah.